What's up, y'all? It's your girl Mama, and I'm back. Today I'm having Panda Express. I got the bigger plate. I got the fried chicken, broccoli beef, and super greens, and chow mein noodles. Let me say my grace for y'all. God bless this food in Jesus' name, amen. It is 8 o'clock at night. This is my first time eating. I'm rocking the afro and the headband. But the headband is the same color as my hair, so you can't even, it don't matter. How's everybody doing? I'm trying to record this and get it up tonight. This should have went up this morning, but tomorrow's Mother's Day and I had to get up and run, get some stuff, because I'm cooking tomorrow. I might mukbang that and show it to y'all Tuesday. Does anybody else like cook pineapples? They're so good. My daughter's over pointing to herself. She loves them. Y'all know I'm gonna give y'all that 360. I got the super greens. I'm getting ready to braid my hair this coming week. I'm starting on my daughter's hair tonight. Maybe I'll make that my thumbnail. Here, take a bite.
I don't know what happened. I used to love pecans so much.
You don't like it?
No. I don't eat them anymore. I can't.
What's wrong?
I don't know. It just doesn't taste right.
Y'all, this is so good. I met my sisters and she just pulled up. kale and broccoli.
Can you share some with me? Some of that broccoli. Please don't copyright.
Yeah, this is good. I haven't eaten all day. All day. It's 8 o'clock at night. It's my first time eating. And it's nice and bright still outside. Mm-mm-mm. Are you done eating?
Yeah.
Mm.
The top of my mouth burns.
Hmm.
I don't know why. Right here is like, it feels like super dry. Like anytime like something or like my tongue touches it, it like burns. I get tired here.
Did you eat something too hot?
No. I don't know. It's probably those chips that messed up my mouth because they're really hard.
Mm.
The chili and lime ones.
Yeah.
Don't go eat chips.
Mm. This is so good. So this week we have had family movie night because there's really nothing else to do. So we watched a few movies, and there's one movie that I think was really, really good. And there was supposed to be a part 2 coming out in 2020. But in light of everything that's going on, I don't know if it's still coming out. But I am keeping a lookout for it. I hope it comes out. What movie am I talking about? I'm so glad you asked. A Quiet Place. There is very little talking in this movie. And for this movie to not have that much talking, it completely captivates you and holds your attention. There are these things that has completely taken over their area. At the slightest little sound, they come running towards the sound, and whatever's making the noise, they want to eat it. So the movie opens. They get y'all sucked into the movie. this family, they put sand down. So if there's any leaves or anything across this path that they're walking, they'll make up noise. They go into town. They go to this grocery store. The doors are propped open. I'm assuming so you don't have to keep opening the door. I'm almost done, y'all. They go into town. They go in this store. There's a path of sand to keep their steps quiet. They get medicine. They get other little things that they need. They pack it all up in their backpacks. And I am thinking to myself, why don't you take everything? It don't seem like nobody else is in town but you. Take it. Take everything that's at the store so that you're home and you're good. Why are you going back to the store? Or why would you leave anything that would cause you to need to go back to the store? Get everything that you need. It's not like shipments are coming in and you're waiting on the next supply. They get their things as they're leaving out. I mean, there's a couple of hiccups that happen in the store where the son almost drops something and the daughter runs over and saves it from hitting, because if it would have hit and the creatures would have came, I mean, they basically would have had nowhere to hide and it would have just been totally devastating. So they survive going to the store. As they're leaving out, the son, the item that he dropped was actually a rocket. And he wanted to have a rocket because for him, the rocket means that they can get on the rocket, go up into the air, and escape their situation and be saved and away from these creatures that is just devastating their whole state, is what it looks like. So, the little boy has the rocket and he's walking, you know, playing with the little rocket, and the father looks up and his eyes get big. The mom stops dead in her tracks, and then the sister looks over and everybody's like, don't move a muscle. So now you're stuck looking around trying to figure out what's going on because you don't want to move either because you're stuck in this movie with them, okay? So the father walks over, takes the rocket, and he tells him in sign language it's too loud. So basically, you can't have this toy, son. I know you want this toy, but you can't have it because the rocket is going to get us killed, okay? It makes up too much noise. Leave the rocket at the store. He takes the rocket from the little boy. He removes the batteries from the back of the rocket. He sets the rocket down on the counter, sets the batteries down on the counter. It's like, come on, let's go. And the wife is standing there and she signs to the father, it's going to be dark soon. So it's like, we really got to go. So they leave. The daughter stays behind and tries to encourage the little boy, and she gives him the rocket and gives him the shush signal, like our little secret. You can have the rocket. The battery's on the counter, so if you're just playing with the rocket in the air, that won't be too loud. You're good to go. So the little baby, the sister gets up and leaves because the father is left, the mother has left, and the other child that they had with them left. And the father's carrying him. The mother's walking behind the father, and then the daughter, she leaves out. And then the other son, he turns around, grabs the batteries off of the counter, and just as he's going out the door, he conceals his rocket and the batteries inside of his jacket that he has on in a way that's not alarming, and it doesn't make them think that he's doing anything. And they all carry on down this dusty, sandy trail, headed home. Now, as they approach home, they have to cross over a bridge. Of course, the father's over halfway across the bridge, the mother, the daughter, and the son has not even stepped a foot on the bridge yet. But the father stops, and he turns around with this panicked look in his face. The mom turns around, and she looks completely panicked and traumatized. By this time, the daughter looks up and makes eye contact with them, and she sees the fear and panic in their eyes. So, of course, what does she do? She turns around to see what direction they're looking in. You don't hear it at first, but after everybody turns around and the daughter is made aware of what's going on, and she turns around, you see the little boy flying his rocket, and it's making all these siren noises, and he's just flying it away, having a good time. The father sets the toddler down that he had, and with all the strength that he can muster up, he takes off running towards this little boy. He's running. Got his track skills on. He's running. The mom is like, holy crap. Oh no. Oh no. By this time, the daughter freaks out, but the father has ran past her, and then he looks over into the wilderness, all the trees, and you can hear this rustling sound. It sounds like something's moving quick in the woods. And then you get a glimpse of something like brown and big that's moving. So the father's running. He's looking over to the woods. Something brown is running. So you're like, go, father, go. Go, go, go. Now you're running with the daddy. You're trying to help. You're pushing him to go get this baby. You get there first. Just as the father gets to the son, this brown, monstrous creature thing, alien looking, swoops up and grabs the baby, and in an instant, everything's back quiet again. The little boy is gone. And then the next scene you see, a black screen that says day 470. So now we're on day 472. And my next thought was, how did we get to day 472? I thought this was day 1. So we done waited 472 days. We've been stuck like this, living in these squalor conditions with these creatures that's going to eat us up. We go from there. And I'm just going to skip through some of the scenes that really stick out, because the movie is not very long, but it's very impactful. So the next thing that really stands out to me is you see the mom with these overalls on, like she's doing laundry and about to hang clothes and stuff up on the clothesline out in the yard. And you see she's got this baby bump. I don't know about you, but I was very, very angry and frustrated with this mom. Why would you go and get pregnant knowing that you got to go through labor, the delivery of the child, and then you know newborns, you need them to cry so that you know they're okay. And you know that the rustling of leaves and any crackling sound draws attention from these creatures that like to eat people. Okay? Why would you do this? I was very angry at this point in the movie. But I said, okay, hold on. Settle down. Calm down, girl. Because something's about to happen, and we need to see what this something is. So you go on, and you can kind of see the love-hate relationship between the father and the daughter. She's deaf. He wants her to hear. He's good with fixing things. And I'm sure just like any other father out there that's worth their salt, if there was something wrong with your child and you could potentially solve that issue and fix it and make life better for them, you would want to do it. And so you can see that he has made it his life's mission to try and fix her inability to hear with hearing aids. And he's got his little station set up and he's trying to fix stuff and he's proud of himself. And now, although him and his daughter are not talking to each other because nobody's really talking, but you can tell that there's some distance between them, he tries to present her with a new hearing aid. And she's like, man, forget your hearing aid. You keep making hearing aids. I still can't hear. I don't know why you keep doing this. I'm good with not hearing. I'm okay. We can't really talk anyway. So I'm cool. I'm chill. Stop trying. Because your trying is not working and it's not working. It's just not working. So she was like, stop. Please. Please stop. But him as a father, he was like, I'm not going to quit. I'm not giving up on you. You're going to hear. So here we go. The mom and the dad have a beautiful scene where he's downstairs working on the hearing aid. Because he's, by golly, he's going to make a hearing aid and this daughter's going to hear. Dag nabbit. If it's the last thing that he does on this earth, his daughter's going to hear. He was adamant about it. So he's down there working in silence. The wife comes down the stairs and she's got these earbuds in. Looks like she's got some kind of MP3 player or something, you know, from back in the day. She's listening to it. You can't hear anything. It's quiet and all that jazz. She goes up to him and she hugs him from behind and kind of gets his attention, and he kind of stops working and turns around and lets her know that she's beautiful. And she's like, no, I'm fat. And I'm like, yes, you are fat. You are fat and you're dumb. Okay. But I didn't mean anything by that. I was just upset with her for getting pregnant because now all I can see in my mind is you're finna go into labor one day within a 9-month span. You're going to go into labor. And it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. And it's going to be loud. Somebody's going to make up some noise. And now you're going to be trying to have a baby and try not to get ate up at the same time. I was frustrated. But not him. He went ahead and danced a little dance with her. Of course, they're not really moving. They're just kind of rocking in place because you don't want to rustle your feet and attract these little things because they're everywhere. And then she takes her earbud out and put it in his ear, and I'm like, good, only one ear for one. Each parent get one ear music, get the other one keen and listen out. For the other 2 kids that you got that's upstairs, listen out for them. Make sure they all right. Y'all, this movie had my pressure sky high by this point. So they do their little dance or whatever. The next day comes. The mom is giving the son his edumacation lessons. Yes, I said it. Edumacation. She is teaching him his ABCs and his 1, 2, 3s and getting him ready for life. I don't know why, because they try not to get eaten up by these alienistic creatures. But he'll need to be able to read and write, so I'm cool with that. Passes the time, ain't nothing wrong with learning. So, it's time to go into town again. Now, at the beginning of this story, of this movie, I asked myself, and I asked them, why not get everything you need from the store and take it then, instead of going back to the store once a week and putting your life in danger and possibly being chased or whatever by these creatures while you're out away from home, when you can just get what you need, go home, be safe, and just ration things out to you. Oh, but no. Oh, but no. Now it's time to go back. So the father tells the mom, go ahead and get him ready. He's going with me. Please, Mama, please, don't make me go. I don't want to go with him. I'm good here with you. And the daughter, she wants to go. I'll go with you. Going to town. I'm good. No. The son needs to learn how to be a man. I get it. I get it. So everybody gets packed up. The son goes with the father. The daughter throws a temper tantrum. And she packs up her stuff. And she goes to leave. I just want to snatch that little girl up and tell her about the isms and the schisms of life and about this little brown creature thing that's going to try to eat her. Why are you running away from home? Where are you running to? The arms of the creature? Oh, but no. She went ahead on. Y'all, frustrated. Frustrated. But this is probably one of the best movies I've ever seen. And I'm going to watch it again. Okay? I'm going to watch it again. So, now, the father and the son is gone. They're fishing. They trip. The son panics and he's just freaking out. Everything scares him. No little noise. Everything freaks him out. So the father tries to explain to him, you don't have to worry as long as any noise you make is a smaller noise than the noise that's around you. Meaning the river running and you stumble and hit a rock, the sound of the river is louder than you thumping a little rock. He says, you know what, I got a better example, little son. Come on up with me up to this waterfall. Let me show you something. So they go on up to the waterfall. Takes him on up there. He steps behind the waterfall, so the waterfall is falling, cascading in front of them. And then he's like, oh. And the son is like, oh, Daddy, you got to stop making noises. Stop it. For you make this thing come and get us. The daddy's like, no, son, listen. The waterfall is louder than my voice, so we can talk up here. We can make noises. And for the first time, you hear the sound of the father's voice and the son's voice. And now they are having a good time yelling behind this waterfall. And you're excited for them because it's like, whew, 45 minutes into the movie and we finally heard somebody speak. Finally. Because you couldn't even scream when your son got taken by the creature. Alright, so now we going back to the father and son. They done rustled up their stuff. Let's get home because it's about to get dark. So they pack up their stuff. They're walking through the woods to get to the bridge to go home. As they're walking through the woods, you see the daughter is laying. She has walked out to the bridge where her little brother was taken by the creature. And they have a little memorial set up with a cross and little memorabilia, little toys and stuff and sand around it. So she kind of goes out there and lays out there to sulk in pity and guilt for giving him the toy that caused him to lose his life. And so you're feeling sorry for her. I was feeling angry with her. Get your butt back to the house because it's not time to be running around, running away and playing and you can't hear. Anybody got time for that? Oh, but let me back up a second. While she was at the house, before she left out of her room and packed up her little bag, she went ahead and took that hearing aid that her daddy made for her and switched it out with the old one for the new one. Turned it on. No noise. Anyway, skip that. Go back to her laying in the dirt sand pile on the bridge. And then it skips to the mom. She's doing laundry. She done went upstairs to the old house that they were living in, to the son's room who lost his life because of the rocket ship. Well, she's up there and she's crying and she's mourning, and you can imagine how sad she's feeling because she saw her child grasped and taken away from her and there's nothing she could do about it. So your heart aches with her, and she's crying and you're crying, but you're telling her, come on girl, get yourself together. We got to get out of this house. It's dark. You don't know where your daughter is. You ain't seen her for hours, and you need to go get some stuff prepared for your husband and your son when they get back, because they probably going to be hungry. So pull it together, and let's do what we got to do. Get the clothes off this line, and let's go. So you done gave her a pep talk through the screen, and apparently she heard you, because she kind of pulls herself together. She gets up to leave out of the house, and what do you see in the yard? That brown alien creepy thing. Not very good. Not very good at all. So she holds her belly, and she gets ready to go down the stairs. And as she do, she starts contracting. So you see where she's up the stairs on the what looks like the 3rd level where the bedrooms are. She comes down, and she's coming down the steps. By the time she gets to the end of the step, she sits down because she's having a really strong contraction. She's trying to suck in her breath. You see this little alien thing, and she's trying to not be seen by the little alien thing that's in the yard. So once the contraction subsides, and you're like, hurry up girl, because you may have to run during the middle of a contraction, because you can't stay here. And this is not the, and you're telling this baby, look, this is not the time for you to come, because the aliens are outside in the yard. I'm at home alone. I don't know where your sister is. And your daddy and your brother is across town trying to get some goodies and some fish out the lake, so we have some dinner. This little baby ain't listening. These little aliens ain't listening. And now your nerves are rattled. Okay? Don't worry about your nerves, though. It's going to get better. She gets up off the bottom step, and she turns the corner to go down into the basement, the workroom that is forbidden from anybody other than her and her husband. That's where her husband puts together the hearing aids, and he has their surveillance and everything else set up in this media room, if you will. So she's going down the steps. As she's going down the steps, contraction hits her. She's going down the steps, and as she gets to the step, you see this nail sticking up out of the step, at least 2 to 3 inches sticking up out of the step. And you're saying to yourself, girl, watch where you step. Watch where you step, girl. Watch it. But she ain't listening, because contraction is hitting her. She got the little baby picture in her hand from the son that done passed away, some other little trinkets in her hand. The contraction punches her with all it has, and she goes to step down that step, and she steps on that nail. And you scream at the top of your lungs. I know you did, because I did. I was screaming, oh no, not the nail. Then I had a flashback to when I stepped on a nail, and it went through my whole foot. It didn't feel good, so it's like I know how you feel, because I done stepped on a nail before, and I done had a baby without any type of medication before. So it's like, girl, I am in this thing with you. Whew. So you trying to ride the wave, and you like, come on, contraction, let up so she can get up. So she takes both her hands, and she pulls her foot up off of the nail. There's blood everywhere. She stepped down. There's blood footprints, and by this time, the picture and the frame and the glass that she hit in her hand has fallen out of her hand, hit the floor, it's shattered, and you're like, oh no, that's a sound. Oh, that is a sound. They're already in the front yard. Oh no. Oh, can't be. Tell me it ain't so. Sis, why didn't you lock the door? She gets up, and just as she gets to the bottom of the steps, here comes a little lizard lily thing coming up at the top of the steps. So you like, run, sis, run. Where's she gonna run? 'Cause she's in the basement. Nowhere. Nothing but walls. Nothing but walls and shelves. And you're like, sis, you ain't gonna make it. You're in a bad way. So you like, come on, let's find something to kill this thing with. But sis, She's digging in this bucket. She done found something. And you like a timer? Really? You gonna hit it with a timer? So she does something with the timer. Sets it over in the corner. And then she goes and hides behind the stairs. And then the contraction kicks in again. And you like, oh, jeez Louise. This is bad. This is really bad. This is really, really bad. She was able to flip a switch that turned all of the lights that are outside that look like Christmas lights or a trail of lights. She turns all the lights outside red. So you know, okay, this has to be something that was set up between her and her husband or and the kids. So they know if they see all the lights are red, 911 emergency, I need your help. Come find me wherever I'm at. Okay? Danger, danger. The baby's coming, okay? Help a girl out. So, now, the timer done went off. The little alien is over there. His head's coming apart. He can't stand the sound of the timer. She was able to grab her belly and in between contractions run upstairs. And thank God she ran past the nail instead of stepping on it with the other foot. Okay, she makes it upstairs. Okay, now she's gonna go out the door, and she can't go out the door to go to where they're actually living at and where she's supposed to have the baby at, because there's a second one roaming the yard, just walking around in the yard. You ain't brought your cousin with you, huh? All right, you wasn't invited, and then you brought company with you. Big no-no. But where she was trying to get to is an area that during her pregnancy, her and her kids were taking newspapers and putting them up on the wall to make it soundproof, so that hopefully they can't hear. Now, we don't know if this is going to work or not, but this is what they was trying to do, right? So now she's like, I can't go out the door because there's one in the yard. I can't go back down in the basement where the media is at because there's one in there. Where else am I going to go? So she's like, back upstairs. So now she goes back up to the second floor. There's a bathroom at the top of the stairs. She sits in the tub. And now there's sure signs that the baby is coming. By this time, the father and the son comes back and they reach the perimeter of the property line. And he focuses and sees that the red lights are on. So he's like, oh no, oh no, oh no. I got to take off and go find your mom. So as he gets ready to take off and go, he can see the little thing in the yard. So he like, hey son, this is what we finna do. You finna take this flashlight and you finna go over here and you finna make it like the 4th of July for your mama, because your mama needs your help. And the little boy like, no, because I'm scared, so I ain't going to be able to do it. You got to find somebody else. No, son, you got to do it. Because ain't nobody else here to do it. Your mama's counting on you. Don't let your mama down. So the little boy's like, I'm scared, but I'm going to do it for my mama. I'm scared, but I'm going to do it for my mama. So he takes the flashlight and he heads off to go make it be like 4th of July. Now, the daughter looks up and notices that it's getting dark. You think? So she's going to mosey her little self on back to the house. She's on her way back home. That's good, I guess. So now the father's trying to find a shotgun. He unloaded the shotgun under a blanket. He got it waiting. The mom's at the top of the steps. Them contractions is coming. The beginning stages of you about to have this baby and ain't no turning back is coming. It's flowing down the tub. She's trying her best to breathe and hold on to it. And you know she is trying her best not to scream. Now what happens? One of the creature things starts coming up the steps. He's scratching the wall. And just as it gets to the top of the step where she's at in this tub, she done slid down in the tub, and you can tell these pains, these contractions is coming back to back, and they are something tough. So any mamas out there, when you watching this and you've had to go through labor and you didn't have any kind of pain relief and you felt them pain, you understand what your girl is going through. And the fact that she ain't said a mumbling word, she ain't said nothing. She's been holding it together up until now. Now it done got serious, and she ain't gonna be able to hold it no more. Thank God this little baby boy of hers done found the switch to flip and make it like the 4th of July. The father's ready, he just waiting for the sound. What happens? Pew, pew, pew. Fireworks going. Pop, 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 pop. It's loud, so it makes these little creatures things go crazy. So they go running out of the house. The father's cocked and loaded. He's ready to go. So now he's coming up for him. He goes over to the house, goes up the steps. You can see the damage that the aliens have done just being themselves. I mean, they were not even attacking anything. They just walking up the walls and scratching up S. He gets to the top of the stairs. He makes it to the tub. It looks like she's been slaughtered in the tub. There's no signs of her or the baby. The father's like, not again. Tell me this didn't happen again. Now I don't have my wife and our new baby. I think he was more distraught over the wife, though. I'm gonna be serious, because he was like, now I got to be here with these kids by myself with no help. Me? I don't know how that's gonna work out. So you can see him kind of slouched down on the side of the tub, and he's about to really go in with these tears and get to crying, and hopefully that the things don't come get him. But just as he gets ready to get wound up with the tears and such, you see this bloody hand, bam, slap the side of the shower door and kind of slide down the shower door. So he hops up, to goes over to the shower, opens the door, and the mom's there with the baby. He's so excited, so relieved. They're both alive. It look like they both okay. He gives the mom a kiss, swoops up in his arms. He's finna take her over to the safe room where they'll be okay. So he's trying to get over to the safe room. And then this little newborn baby starts making newborn baby crying, whiny, whimpery sounds. And so the father kind of looks around. There's nothing. You don't hear nothing. But the father picks up his pace. You can tell he's like, oh no. We can't walk slow. We got to move quick. So he moves quick. He gets over to the room. He moves back the mattress. As he's going down the steps, you can see like the brown thing in the distance, the alien in the distance coming. And you're like, ooh, daddy, hurry up and get down these steps and cover up yourself with this mattress. And Lord, please don't let the alien see him going down in there and try to get him. So just as the alien thing reaches the door, he reaches the steps, covers the entryway up, and he goes on down into the basement. It's completely padded with the newspapers. The baby's there. They have the bed set up. They have the oxygen tank set up for the baby, and they have this little crate thing that they're going to put the baby in. So put the oxygen on the baby, put the baby in the crate thing, closes it up, sets it to the side. So now you know the baby is safe. It can cry as much as it needs to. It has oxygen. Let the baby kind of do the baby thing while the mom kind of recuperates. The mom is sleeping. Dad's sitting beside her, kind of looking over her and the baby. The mom's having a dream. She has a flashback of her son getting snatched, and just as the alien snatches her son again, that she's having a flashback in her dream, she wakes up. Reaches for her husband. He's like, calm down, calm down, calm down. You're okay. You're okay. The baby's okay. He points. The baby's in the little thing that you made. The baby's going to be fine. She's like, where are my other kids? And he was like, I knew you was going to ask me that question when you came to. I don't have an answer for you. But they're smart and they've been trained. Okay? And don't forget your son set off the fireworks to help you during your labor. So we know that he was able to get that done. And they should be okay. So by this time, she like, if you don't go get my kids, I'm going to go get them. So he's like, well, you stay here with this one, and I'll go get the big ones. So he gets ready and prepares himself to leave And as he goes up to the top of the steps, you kind of see the destruction from the aliens tearing up the house, trying to find them, but thankfully they were not smart enough to push the mattress back and go down the stairs. So, father goes looking for the kids. You see the son has gone running through a cornfield or something, and he's hiding. You see the daughter is going looking for her brother. She sees the light from the flashlight. She bends down, and the daughter looks. She sees the flashlight. She doesn't know who it is or what it is, but she kind of looks down through the corn row to see what it is. By this time, the alien is creeping his way up through the cornfield. He comes up right behind her, and you like, this is not the time to be deaf. It's really not, because you can't hear this alien, and apparently you can't smell the alien, but the alien is on your heels, sis. He's on your heels. Now, we can tell that they can't see, they can only hear. So in my mind, I'm going, don't move, stay still. And then she grabs her ear where the hearing aid is. And it's like this high-pitched squeal. The alien's going crazy. His head's starting to separate like it did with the timer when the timer went off on the little cooker thing. Head shaking, rattling. And then he runs back to the cornfield and leaves her alone. And by this time, she grabs her and she's like, ouch. That was really painful. Whoa, I heard something for the first time. It hurt, but at least I heard. So she's like, oh, okay, whatever. Looks on down. Her and her brother reunited. Now they go to the corn mill where the corn is. It's a whole scene. Them falling in, about to die from the corn. Here come the alien. Here's the dad. The alien runs past the father. The father's like, oh, snap. You got to fix something out. Goes and gets the kids. They're reunited. Thank God y'all are safe. Something's going on. We can hear alien noises. He's like, let's go to the old-timey truck and hide. So the kids run on. The little boy gets inside the truck because he likes to play in the truck. The little girl goes under the truck. This little girl aggravated me this whole entire movie, okay? She got on my nerves. But somebody's gotta love her. Anyway, the father's looking around, finds him a little tool, a little hoe. The tool that you hold the whatever. He finds a tool. He's looking around with his flashlight. And then you look up and the alien's on the roof. So just as the alien jumped down, he take his tool to hit the alien bam, slaps him across the way. Then scratched him across the stomach, got him gutted like a fish. Lord, Lord, Lord. Now, the kids bristle, make some noise, so the alien goes over to the kids. Now the scene shoots back to the father. He sees what's going on. He reaches for his garden tool. He kind of pulls it to him, grabs his stomach, tries to pull himself up. Because he's like, you're not finna get my kids. No, no, no. They mama will kill me if I let you get them. So that's not going to happen. By this time, the mama done came down the stairs, back into the media room with the newborn to put the newborn in the laundry basket. She's watching the media, trying to figure out where they are, see if she needs to go help them. She spots them. The father's there, the alien, the kids, and she like, oh, no. Do something. Do something, do something. Well, he did something. He hit the ground with the thing to make noise. Because by this time, the alien is on the truck. Hit the truck. The little boy is making up racket. So the little girl gets up the ground, gets inside the truck with him, close the door. They look up. The alien's now trying to punch the glass in, hit the top of the truck. Daddy looks at the little girl. They make eye contact, and he tells her, "I love you. I've always loved you." And the mom is watching this all unfold on the monitor. She's like, "Oh, I knew he always loved his daughter. Whoop-de-woo. This is so great." And his daughter's like, looking at him like, "I've always loved you too, Dad. Sorry about my brother." And I mean, you just feel all of this. None of this is communicated other than "I love you, I've always loved you," that he did in sign language. And then he stands there and he screams, "Ah!" So the alien jumps off the truck to come to him to get him. And just as the alien reaches the dad to attack him, the little girl's eyes get big and she's like, "No, no, 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 no." The little boy knocks the car in neutral, the truck in neutral, and they zoom down the hill to get to the mom, to the house. They get to the house, the mom cries and makes her way outside in the yard, and they kind of all three meet. You can hear the aliens coming, so they like, "Let's get up off this ground. We'll have to cry and mourn for your daddy in a minute, but right now we need to try to get safe. Plus, I got the baby in a laundry basket downstairs in the room." So they go down into the media room. Sorry, y'all, I got an eyelash in my eye. I may cut this out. I don't know. Anyway, they go downstairs to the media room. The little girl looks around and she sees all the notes that her father has made, how many of the aliens are there. There's at least 3 that's confirmed. Other ways, like what's their weaknesses, and other little notes that he's made for himself about the aliens. He's got this elaborate little media section set up with these cameras everywhere on the property to kind of monitor to make sure the family stays safe. And then he has all these little trinkets where he's tried to put together, like from different radios that he's found in town and that they had, that he's tried to make the little girl a hearing aid that actually works. Well, when they were in the truck, it was the third time, because when they were in the corn mill, let's back up a second. When they were in the corn mill, the hearing aid saved the little girl again because it made the high-pitched noise. The alien couldn't take it, so he just runs out of the corn mill. That was the second time. The first time was when she was in the cornfield looking for her brother, and she saw the light and trying to figure out where the light was coming from. The second time was in the corn mill when they were actually had fallen down in there and was suffocating from the corn, and it ran the alien away. And now the third time is about to come up. So they're down there, and the little girl is looking around. She's getting a revelation. She kind of sees the hearing aids, and she realized that her father really loves her and that he really wanted to help her. And the mom and her kind of make eye contact, and it's like, yeah. I mean, it's just unspoken words. You can just kind of see and feel everything that's going on and kind of draw your own conclusion and have your own personal dialogue of what you think they're saying or thinking in their head. Because keep in mind, you can't really make noises, otherwise the aliens will hear you. And so you're in a quiet place where you can't talk. You can only sign or just, you got to be in tune with each other. So at any rate, now the alien is coming back to them, and they can see it on the monitor, and it starts to come down the stairs. But prior to this, the mom had given the newborn to the brother and put them on the floor over behind the stairs, and it's just her and the daughter standing up by the little media stuff. Well, the alien comes down the stairs. Remember, it can't see, it can only hear, so they're like trying to be as quiet as possible. The mom's cock-locked and loaded, and she's got her stuff pointed at him, like as soon as you make one move in the wrong direction, it's going to be your head or our bodies, and we going for your head. So she wasn't playing no games. The little girl has a thought that pops into her head because she remembers at least once in the corn mill when the alien was right on top of them, that her hearing aid was making this loud, excruciating noise that hurt her ear, but it also hurt the alien's ear, and the alien ran away. So she was thoughtful and mindful to turn her hearing aid on, and when she did, she's holding her ear, and the alien's head's popping open. He's falling all out and being all dramatic and like aliens do. And then you had the alien falling out. Now the baby done started making baby crying noises, and the daughter's holding her ear, and the mom's got the shotgun. It's just a lot going on, and ain't nobody saying nothing. It's just a bunch of action. So you gotta watch everything. Ground. The head's kind of split open. The son and the baby's over in the corner, and the mom and daughter kind of looks at each other like, wow. Wow. And then the alien starts trying to come to, and almost in a lunging motion to lunge towards the mom and the daughter, and the mom turns around and pops him, and that's it. He falls back to the ground, and you see kind of blood, alien blood going everywhere. And then they look over at the monitor together, and you can see the other two aliens running towards the area of the loud noise, which is their house. So it's like coming from across the field. You can see one run, and the other one's running right behind it. And you're like, oh no, they're coming to the house. But by this time, the daughter goes over and turns the microphone on, turns it from 10 to 100, takes her hearing aid off, and gets ready to put the hearing aid on the microphone because she knows the noise drives them crazy. And the mom looks at her. She looks at her mom. They have like this 10-second stare off where it's like you can see their confidence build. They've put an action plan in place inside of their head, and it's like, I'm ready. Cacao. And then the movie ends. Well, there's supposed to be a second one. And I know they can't bring the father back because he sacrificed himself so that his family could live. But I was really, really, really looking forward to the second one to see what happened to those other two aliens. So if y'all could please, during this time, put together the movie so that we can see what happens in part 2, I would greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. At any rate, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of A Quiet Place. And I hope you stay safe and stay blessed.